Okay, so today we're diving into something I think a lot of people can relate to. Let's be real. Most of us aren't cruising around in those fully decked out luxury cars, right?
Right.
We're working with those standard features, and that, as our source material points out, can actually make a pretty big difference in how long your car lasts.
Yeah.
Like how comfortable the ride is, and even when it comes to those pesky maintenance issues down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And the interesting thing is, you don't have to go trade in your car for a whole new one to get those upgrades. So what we're looking at today, and we're taking this from Pasted Text, is the world of DIY car accessories
Okay.
as a real practical way to kind of level up your everyday car. And we're
Yeah.
not just talking about those flimsy add-ons you see sometimes. The source actually highlights how durable and easy these DIY upgrades can be to install.
Gotcha. So when we talk about standard accessories and, and how they can impact a car's longevity, what are we really getting at here? What are some concrete examples?
Well, think about the upholstery in your car. Standard car seats, they often use these kind of cheaper materials, right?
Yeah.
That wear out pretty quickly. You start to see stains, maybe some rips, fading from the sun. And good quality DIY seat covers, they basically act like a shield. They protect that original fabric from all that wear and tear,
Yeah,
which in the long run, you're basically extending the life of your seats, right?
right.
Same idea with durable floor mats.
Oh, yeah.
They prevent all that dirt and grime and water from damaging the carpet underneath,
Yeah.
which, let me tell you, can be a real pain and expensive to fix later on.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
So it's about being proactive and protecting those
Yeah.
those base components, right?
Exactly.
Now, comfort is obviously a big deal, especially if you spend a decent amount of time in your car. How do these DIY upgrades come into play there?
Well, even something as simple as a steering wheel cover, right?
Okay.
If you get one made of a more comfortable material or even, designed to give you a better grip, that can make a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
Or for those longer drives, think about lumbar support cushions.
Oh, yeah.
They can really, dramatically reduce fatigue.
Yeah.
And these are all pretty simple DIY additions that you can make. They might seem small, but they can seriously improve your everyday driving experience.
So I'm curious about this. How can putting in some DIY stuff actually reduce the amount of maintenance you need to do on your car? I mean, it seems kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah, it's a good question. And it mainly boils down to preventative care.
Okay.
So by protecting those vulnerable parts of your car with DIY accessories, you're essentially stopping damage before it even starts, right?
Right.
Think about sunshades, for example.
Okay.
They keep those intense UV rays off your dashboard, in the interior plastics.
Yeah.
So you're preventing cracking and fading, which, trust me, can be a real headache to fix later on.
Right.
And then even something like quality wiper blades, right?
Oh, yeah.
They make sure you can see clearly when it's raining or snowing. So you're driving more safely and kind of indirectly preventing those potential accidents that lead to more serious repairs.
That's actually a great point. I hadn't really thought about that. It's about being proactive and protecting your car's original condition so that down the line you don't have those big problems to deal with. And our source, I should mention, they specifically point to automods.com.au as a great resource for finding these kind of easy to use and long-lasting upgrades that are, specifically made for everyday cars.
Exactly. And it's about adding those touches of durability and comfort, right?
Yeah.
That really just take your standard vehicle to the next level.
Yeah, so to sum up this whole deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're not driving some fancy car, you've got options beyond those basic features.
Yeah.
And DIY accessories are a pretty smart way to, make your car last longer, make it a more enjoyable ride, and even save you some money on maintenance down the road compared to sticking with just the basics. And if you're interested in digging deeper, automods.com.au is a great place to start. And so with that, thinking about how much of a difference these DIY upgrades can make, it makes you wonder what part of your car, that you might not think about too often could actually use a little bit of DIY love. That's something to consider.
Privately.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.